Welcome to Keeping It 100 Coalition Conversations, the official podcast for the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Metropolitan Baton Rouge Chapter. I'm your host, Shanice Lewis, and in this special episode, we're shining a spotlight on the Royal Experience, our signature celebration honoring extraordinary women who are making waves in health, education, economic empowerment, and public policy. This annual Community Recognition and Scholarship Awards fundraiser is more than just a glamorous evening. It's a celebration of excellence, leadership, and the next generation of change makers. This event takes place on Saturday, May 31st at the stunning La Verge Casino and Hotel, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Joining us today are the women leading the charge, including our 2025 honoree, Dr. Sandra C. Brown, as well as Dr. Ursula Chapman, our second Vice President of Finance and Fund Development, as well as Chair of the Royal Experience Committee, and Dr. Tyrslai Williams-Carter, Co-Chair. And we'll be talking about the vision behind the event and how it supports our mission and how you can get involved. But first, let's bring Dr. Brown to the stage. Hello.
Hello, Shanice. Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to talk to you. You are the Dean of Southern University's College of Nursing and Allied Health and a nationally recognized educator and healthcare trailblazer. And we are going to be honoring you in the area of education, but I guess you could have been health or education, because you are so accomplished in so many things. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So Dr. Brown, your career spans over 2 decades and includes international recognition and numerous prestigious fellowships. What initially inspired your journey into nursing and healthcare leadership, and how has that motivation evolved over time?
Well, I have to go back to my humble roots. I am from Lafayette, Louisiana. I was one of the first to graduate from college in my family. And so my humble beginnings were inspired by my parents. They inspired me to get an education. They felt that having an education would position me to be able to make a difference. I didn't know how, they didn't know how, but they, didn't have a quality education, but they wanted that from me. And so I have to go back to those humble beginnings. Then, going into nursing and going into nursing schools, I always had an inspiration to teach. And I was the first African-American to graduate with my doctorate from LSU Health Science Center in New Orleans. And I vowed then, when I walked across that stage, that I would not be the last, and that I would dedicate my life to other girls and other boys that look like me so that they would have a platform. And so that's how it evolved.
So you were the first in your family to get a college degree, and then you went on to be a dean. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah, never, the path that we take, it sometimes it winds, it turns, it twists. I never imagined myself to be a dean. We only had one dean prior to me. I'm the second dean in the history of the School of Nursing, and the School of Nursing will be celebrating its 40th year of existence next year. So in that whole 40 years, there was only one before me who was very visionary. So where you land is not always where you plan that you're going to be, but my goal was to just, blossom and bloom where I was planted. And I just love Southern University.
So as the dean at Southern University's College of Nursing and Allied Health, you're overseeing a broad range of programs and over 1,200 students. So what are some of your most impactful changes you've implemented since your appointment in 2019?
Well, now we're up to 1,900 students. Our enrollment has grown by leaps and bounds. So the College of Nursing and Allied Health has over 1,900 students in its college. And we do all things health. We have an undergraduate program in nursing, a master's program in nursing that we prepare nurse practitioners. We have 2 doctoral programs, a PhD and a DNP. And then we have, speech language pathology and audiology, rehabilitation counseling and mental health counseling, and therapeutic rec. I'd have to say what I've seen over the past 6 years under my leadership has been a comprehensive, cohesive, collaborative environment within the college. Because as you know, as nurses, we never work independently, we work as a team. And I wanted to infuse that within the college. Um, the other thing that I impress upon my faculty, my leadership team, is you can't lead if you can't serve. So, they have to be servant leaders in their role, and they've proven to be just that.
That's amazing. And you've been a fierce advocate for reducing health disparities, especially among minorities and underserved communities. Can you share one of the proudest moments in your work that directly improved access to healthcare for these populations?
I'd have to say my role has been to remove barriers. I feel that everyone who wants and desires a college education should be able to access it. So, access to care, access to quality education has always been intrinsic to me. One of my proudest moments was seeing a young man, his name is Ramon Lewis. He suffered a motor vehicle accident his last year of nursing school and became paralyzed from the waist down. And he reached out to me from his hospital bed, paralyzed from the waist down, just saying, I want to come back. How do I come back? And, we knew that we could teach him in the classroom, but then we were faced with what hospital is going to allow a young man who's in a wheelchair to come into their hospital setting to take care of patients. I made a lot of calls. There were no hospitals, no colleges of nursing that had what we call seated nurse in their program. He was the first. And so I made a call to Ochsner, and they said, yes, we will, and yes, we can. And they opened their doors so that young man could train in that facility. To this day, he graduated last May of 2024. He's a licensed registered nurse, and he is working at Ochsner. And so I have to say that was one of our proudest moments because he became the first in the state to be a seated nurse. There are others in other states, but he was our first. And so if there was no Southern University, if he had been at another university, I think the outcome would be so very different.
Yeah. Oh, that's a big one. That's good. We don't discriminate.
Absolutely.
Yes. So in 2020, you co-chaired the Louisiana COVID-19 Health Equity Task Force. Now, what were the biggest challenges you faced during that time, and what lasting impact has the task force had on Louisiana's healthcare system?
Well, I look at the COVID as the best of times and the worst of times. Mm-hmm. That was a time where we were just immersed in uncertainty. And Governor John Bell at the time appointed the task force. It was a task force of over 72. I'd never imagined. I was co-chair. I had Chair Dr. Levis from Tulane, who served as my co-chair. And so I said, this is either going to be a masterpiece or a disaster, because we had some of the best minds, some of the most brilliant and talented health providers, physicians, politicians, legislators, every aspect of researchers, scientists pulled to the table. I'd have to say our most amazing outcome was creating what we called a dashboard. And it's housed in the Louisiana Department of Health. And that dashboard speaks to all of the social determinants of health. It talks about our data. It talks about strategies to move us from last place. We're 50th in the nation as far as the least healthiest state. I always say, we're number one at being last when it comes to health. But through our work and through the efforts of those brilliant minds, we were able to really put Louisiana in the spotlight, really hone in on vaccinations and reduction of health disparities among a population that was stricken by that disease.
Now, since that pandemic and the COVID-19, a lot of us started taking vitamins and gummies. I know since 2020, I take elderberry gummies every day. Is that helping us, or is that just foolishness?
Yeah, any type of vitamin supplements, are good. The main thing is to, I still promote vaccination, to get vaccinated, to be smart, wash your hands if you're going to be in crowded places, protect yourself, and just practice healthy living.
Mm-hmm. And so being healthy and practice healthy living means going to the doctor. Now, tell us, what is the difference between a nurse practitioner and a doctor? Because let me tell you, my mother is watching, and she does not like going to the nurse practitioner. She says she wants to see the real doctor. So I want you to tell her and everybody else on here that says stuff like this, what's the difference?
Absolutely. So, people say, well, if you wanted to be a doctor, you should have went to med school. I never wanted to be a physician. I always wanted to be a nurse, and I became a family nurse practitioner. And so I look at the two as different rungs on a ladder. Okay, so you have a physician who may be specializing in a certain specialty. And then you have a nurse practitioner who's more of a generalist. That person is trained, in diagnosing, treatment, and managing common illnesses. When you get into more complex illnesses, then that's the time you would want to go to a physician. But the research has shown that the satisfaction rate and the health outcomes are no different between patients who are cared for by a physician and those who are cared for by a nurse practitioner. Actually, the satisfaction scores are even higher for nurse practitioners because they tend to spend more time with their patients. And with more time, they're able to answer more questions. I still practice, and I still have my patients, ask me, well, what would you do? Would you take this medication? Would you participate in this research? Because we're viewed as trusted healthcare providers who look like our patients. There's a shortage of healthcare clinicians of color who look like their patients. And so you can't be what you can't see. That's why we promote going, if you want to go into the health field, talk to a clinician of color to learn how they navigated that field.
Mm-hmm. And so, and seeing anybody is better than seeing nobody, right?
Absolutely. Whether it's a nurse practitioner, physician, stay on top, get in front of your, healthcare, do your annuals, do all of your preventive screenings so that, you can detect. Early detection saves lives.
That's right. So you've received top honors from major national organizations and have been inducted into multiple halls of fame. Out of all of your recognitions, is there one that holds a particular special place in your heart?
Well, I have to say the most prestigious for nursing is the Academy. It's the American Academy of Nursing. It is the most elite. There weren't many people of color inducted into that. So in order to, be inducted into that fellowship, you have to do a lot, and I've been blessed in my career to streamline the areas of my work. And so the body of work that I've been true to has always been health disparities. Trying to eliminate health disparities and try to promote health equity. So my research, my practice, my teachings, all of that aligned with that trajectory. So that's probably the one I'm most humbled and most honored to be a part of.
That's amazing. And with such a dynamic career, how do you mentor and inspire the next generation of healthcare leaders, especially women of color, pursuing academic and clinical excellence in nursing?
Well, they've got to get out of their comfort zone. So I've got some amazing faculty that have excellent leadership qualities. And so the main thing that I try to do is mentor them with authenticity. showing them that they too can be what they aspire to be. It starts with a mentor, and a mentor can take on many roles. It could be, a professional mentor who's in your discipline. It could be a spiritual mentor, who will help you in trials and tribulations. It could be a family mentor. But mentoring is essential because we cannot do this life on our own. And so in the School of Nursing, I sit, from my view, I see every quality that my faculty have, and I try to make sure that they are teaching in the area of their expertise and that they are interested and promoted in the areas of their discipline that they enjoy teaching, where it's not a job, it's a career.
And we have a comment from the audience saying you are a great professor. She loved your classes. This from Sandra Glenn. Your
Yes.
professionalism speaks volumes. And she said, my professor, my HBCU.
Look, our students are our biggest supporter, our biggest recruiter. And I say excellent teachers produce excellent students. So they're all doing what we've taught them to do and doing it at such a high level.
And so specifically to Baton Rouge, what have you noticed is one of the biggest health crises in Baton Rouge right now? We've had an episode saying we're number 5 in HIV and AIDS, but then also we all have high blood pressure, a lot of diabetes. What do you think, especially for Black women, what's the number one thing that we should be conscious about?
I'd have to say hypertension and diabetes. Our women are dying at faster rates than our African American men who have hypertension. And when you couple that with diabetes, the risk factor just doubles as far as mortality rates. Hypertension is something that genetically we're predisposed to having. It has to do with our aldosterone system. We tend to hold on to water and salt as African Americans more than white Americans. So when you hold on to water, hold on to salt, then your blood vessels are working harder to circulate that. Add just the day-to-day stressors in life. Good stress, bad stress, it's all stress. And so when you have that genetic predisposition coupled with the day-to-day stressors that we as women and men endure, then it just leads to that hypertensive episodes. Diabetes is right under there because, again, our diet, coupled with obesity and just poor choices. All of that has an underpinning with our economic status. It is very costly to eat healthy. And so, if economically we don't have the means, then that's going to impact our health. All goes back to the social determinants of health.
And living in South Louisiana, where it's jambalaya, crawfish etouffee, gumbo, all of that is full of salt.
Yes.
This is a quick story. I lived in Los Angeles for 10 years and it changed my taste buds. And when I came back to visit, the food was so salty I couldn't take it. But then when you live here and you eat it every day, you get immune to it.
That's correct.
So we don't realize how much salt we're eating until you take it away.
That's correct. And even if you're not adding the salt, there are things, like ketchup has a lot of salt. Things that we're not thinking that is salty has those salt content.
Yes, so we're going to do better. So looking ahead, what is your vision for the future of Southern University's College of Nursing and Allied Health? And how do you plan to continue transforming national and global health outcomes?
Well, the Southern University School of Nursing was recently ranked number 1 in the country. When people ask, how did you all get that rankings? What was the secret sauce? And I have to say, it wasn't just one thing. I think, we keep the main thing, and that's our students. That is why we're here. That is what we do. a lot of our students who come to us are first generation college graduates. A lot of them have unfinished learning because they come from impoverished high schools. So we have to play catch up in just teaching them the basic fundamentals of math and English. But what we do that's different from, other schools is we take students where they are and we nurture them, we mentor them. We have something called a success team. Dr. Rosalind Thyssen serves as our remediation specialist. She works with those students on those unfinished learning. We have support groups. We have tea time with our students who may be going through some mental stressors that are impacting that. So all of those things factor in that when that student walks across the stage, they are transformed. It's not the same student that entered Southern University 4 years prior. Where we want to go with the school is just to continue to expand. We're going to be building a new nursing school. We've outgrown the one we have. It's too small, but the one that we're going to be building is phenomenal. State of the art, simulation, classrooms that are just going to be scientifically oriented. The students are going to be fascinated and embraced with the technology that we're going to infuse. So we're going to continue to grow our enrollment. We're going to continue to, build our new building, and we're going to have a global impression because we're already reaching out. St. Kitts has reached out to us in the Caribbean to find out what are we doing that we can help them do. And that's what it's all about, spreading our knowledge.
So is there opportunity for the community to engage with the nursing school? Like, do you ever need people to check their blood pressure to test them out or something?
Yes, we have a JAGmobile. It's a mobile health unit on wheels. If you've seen it, it is fascinating. It has 2 fully equipped examination rooms. Our senior level nursing students go out. Our speech language pathology students go out with the mobile unit. We do blood pressure screenings, blood sugar, mental health. We have our mental health counselors that are providing on the spot mental health care. We also are doing vision screening and hearing screening. We're giving food, non-perishable food items to individuals who say they have food insecurity. So it's a one-stop shop that we're able to literally be boots on the ground, delivering that healthcare to the community.
So how can you find out where the JAGmobile will be next?
It's on our website. We're just about to post where we're going to be this summer, but we go to the housing projects, we go to churches, we do health fairs, just wherever there's a need, we're there.
Somebody in the audience is asking, are volunteers needed?
Absolutely. We have seen over 1,800 participants on the mobile unit this past year and provided over 3,000 screenings. So that's a lot of people.
Well, that is amazing. You're doing such amazing things, and it's obvious why we're honoring you, because you have so much going on, just so many amazing things happening at Southern. And so we look forward to seeing you Saturday, May 31st. And let me pull up the picture, because I don't know if you saw that you were on a billboard, but look out for yourself around town. You're a cover girl, and that's a very pretty picture of you too. So we're just excited to see you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the honor. And I couldn't be here on my own. I have a great team, a great family, and a lot of support.
Well, thank you again, and we will see you Saturday, May 31st.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to it.
Thank you. And so we will be honoring her at the Royal Experience. Make sure you get your tickets to join us. And so if you want to know what is happening at the Royal Experience, we have our chair and co-chair here to give you more information and the inside scoop of what you can expect. So I'm bringing to the stage Dr. Ursula Chapman. She is our second VP of Finance and Fund Development and the chair of the Royal Experience Committee. And Tyrslai, log back in. She's in the audience talking, so we're gonna get her back in on the stage. And we have a comment from Madam President. Dean Brown is a great partner with Oshner Community Health. Yes, and the Jagmobile was at our health fair, because our health fair was at Southern University Mini Dome. Okay, so Tyrslai, I'm not Tyrslai. Ursula, I'm going to start with you, and then we'll just add Tyrslai on the stage when she gets here. So tell us, what is the Royal Experience to somebody just learning about us and doesn't know what it is, and why is it such a meaningful event for the Metropolitan Baton Rouge chapter?
Absolutely. Hello, Sister Shanice, and hello to everybody and thank you so much for joining. I'm excited to be here. So the Royal Experience is our signature event, guys. It's a celebration of the Metropolitan Baton Rouge chapter of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. And the idea is to honor and celebrate. So we are celebrating women in the community who are doing phenomenal things. You just heard of one, Dr. Brown, who was just on the podcast. And in addition to honoring women who are doing great things in the community, it's also our scholarship event. So we are really highlighting young ladies who are doing phenomenal work, have phenomenal scholastic achievements in their respective schools or areas, and we'll be presenting them with scholarships. And so this is the fundamental concept of Royal Experience, is to honor, celebrate, and fundraise for our chapter.
And so what is this year's theme, and how does it align with the chapter's mission?
Absolutely. So this year's theme, only one quality, the finest. And this just reflects our dedication to excellence in every aspect of our work. It speaks to the high standards that we hold in terms of recognizing trailblazing women in the community, and also in our support for the next generation of young leaders or young women. And so this theme aligns with our mission because we're celebrating those who exemplify leadership, advocacy, and empowerment. And we are also directly investing in the academic growth of young women. And we're doing this through scholarships as well as mentorship.
And so what makes this year's event different from the last? And we're welcoming to the stage Dr. Tyrslai Williams-Carter, who is the co-chair of the Royal Experience. So what makes this year's event different from last year's?
You're muted.
Okay, here I am. Hey, y'all.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited about this year. I think what we've done is really preserve all the greatness from last year's Royal Experience and just try to elevate every detail to give everyone a little extra this year as they come in and help us to celebrate these phenomenal women and young girls in our city. So from the guest experience to the honorees to the entertainment, we've added new elements. We've added a black carpet experience. And so if you come in early, you'll get to see that. We still have our vendors, but we've been very specific about who is engaging with us this year and making sure they're going to add to the elegance of that event. Our VIP this year is going to be phenomenal. I won't give much away. We'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later, but we're really immersive, right? Being more connective, allowing time for networking with some of the change makers in our city and really giving our city something to talk about. So if you want to know what elevates it this year, that's it.
So as chair and co-chair, what's been the most rewarding aspect of planning this year's experience?
You know, I really believe the most rewarding piece is really seeing how our community is responding to us as a chapter. You know, as we're meeting with some sponsors, talking with vendors, meeting with the people that we're rewarding, like the great Dr. Brown, who we just heard from. Everyone loves what we stand for as an organization. I think that is rewarding. Also seeing the young students that come through this year. You saw our recent announcements. One of our mentoring students is now a scholarship winner. So just to see that transformation. And also the amazing women of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Metropolitan Baton Rouge chapter, all coming together to make this event something special.
Yes,
So
and I will echo that because we have some phenomenal women in the Metropolitan Baton Rouge chapter, and sometimes we become so engulfed with all of the hard work that we're doing with all of our great programs that we forget that it's really about sisterhood and working together and coming together to put on a phenomenal event. So that part has been very enlightening and a joy for me.
So, who are this year's honorees and what accomplishments or qualities led to their recognition? And I'll put the flyer up on stage.
Yeah, so you just heard from one, Dr. Sandra Brown, and you've heard all of the great work that she has done and also is doing. We are recognizing her for her transformative influence in education, but from what we also heard, she also spans health. We have Judge Erica Green. And for those of you who are familiar with her, you know that she does great work in advocacy and excellence in the area of public policy. We also have Dr. Nicole Thomas, and she has exemplified leadership in health. And so we're really highlighting her for that. And then we also have Lakeisha Robichaud, and she's done great work in the community in the area of economic empowerment. And finally, we have Diana Payton. And so this is a new component of the program this year. Ms. Payton is actually the recipient of the Royal Legacy President's Award. So she is hand-picked, hand-chosen by our very own Madam President Courtney Hunt. And so we're also just honoring her for the great work that she's doing in the community and honoring a lifetime of impactful service.
And so this is the event where a lot of people are going to be recognized because in addition to the honorees, we're also giving out scholarship awards. So how were the scholarship recipients chosen and what impact will this support have on their futures?
This scholarship that we give out to these deserving young girls in our community is one that can make waves for them, right? Our scholarship recipients are selected on a merit-based criteria. They have to have academic achievements. They have to have leadership potential, done some community service, and really are looking to give back to their community once they're finished with their career, with their degrees. And so this support not only eases the financial burden of higher education, we all know how expensive that could be, right? To get a really good education. It provides them with that support so that they can do what they need to do and concentrate on their studies, right? It also gives them a vote of confidence in their future. Can you imagine leaving out of high school with a scholarship already, right? Like knowing, and that is coming from people that really care about who you are and that can resonate with where you came from. So they are merit chosen, but also they have had to create some impact and some traction in their career as well.
And so the Royal Experience is also a fundraising event. So how do the funds raised support the chapter's programs and scholarships throughout the year?
Absolutely. So it's primarily the one of the primary purposes of the Royal Experience, as I mentioned earlier, is the scholarship. So funds that are generated from this program directly target our scholarship fund, right? But we also have year-round programs, right? So a lot of you, I'm sure, were in attendance recently at some of our economic empowerment initiatives. The Pay Equity Summit was phenomenal, and it was recent. We're just about to wrap up with our culminating ceremony for our mentorship program. And some of you may have been present at the health fair that happened recently. So we have so many phenomenal programs that are happening over the course of the year. And so we obviously need, a means to support these programs. So having this signature fundraiser also contributes to our impact, not only to the scholarship recipients that are receiving the scholarships here, but also to our programs year round. And we absolutely need a way to sustain, our impact in the community because we are, as a chapter, doing excellent things.
So tell us about the VIP experience. So if you are a VIP, what can guests expect?
a time. Let me say that they didn't expect a time, honey. We're gonna have us a good old time. You will get passed hors d'oeuvres. There'll be drink tickets for you if that's what you partake in. You will be serenaded by the one and only Justin Rendell. You will also be able to network and rub elbows with some of the great women in our organization, sponsors. You'll also get premier shopping in the vendor section, and you'll get to enter the actual event earlier than everyone else. So I tell you now, I saw one of the people on the call say that they've gotten their ticket. Make sure you get your VIP ticket. You don't want to miss both opportunities. It will be a time.
Right. And so to get a VIP ticket on the Eventbrite, you have to scroll down and click VIP. So it's like you pay for the general admission ticket, but then click an add-on to make it a VIP. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we also have excellent vendors. And so we're, just excited to engage with people, as many people as we can before the actual start of the program. So yeah, sign up for the VIP experience and come chat with us at 6 p.m.
And so we also have a raffle. Let me put this on the stage.
Oh, now why you do
that? Yes. Now, why are you promoting this, Sister Shanice? This is mine. I'm going to win.
It is not her.
So,
I'll get a fair shot.
We need to watch how much we're promoting. But,
so tell us about this prize.
Yes. So one of our sponsors for this event is Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge. And so one of the phenomenal raffle prizes that we have is the ability to have a VIP nightlife experience in luxury in this Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van. And it doesn't stop there. It's not just for you. It holds at least 12 people. I believe 12 people is the count. And so you can take, your girlfriends, you can have couples night, whatever you decide to do. And it's for 4 hours and you will be chauffeured. And it's within the Baton Rouge area, also extending to the New Orleans area. So it's, that's a great prize.
And you have to take me with you. I have to go with whoever wins.
Right. I'll bring you when I win.
Can we go back and buy the add-on separately? Yes, you can. So if you already bought your ticket, but you want to be a VIP, just go back to the Eventbrite and just click the VIP. It'll be like a separate thing, but it'll go together with your name. And when you get the VIP ticket, you automatically entered into this raffle, right?
That's right.
Yes. And you do have the opportunity, if you would like to provide more than one entry to try to increase your chances of winning, even though I'm winning. You can also do that at a cost of $25 per ticket for that. And I also want to highlight, in addition to this phenomenal opportunity to have a luxury night out, we also have some other great prizes. So we actually have Kendra Scott. She's been a supporter of the 100 for various initiatives. We have Kendra Scott jewelry that is available for the raffle. We also have a wine tasting class sponsored by Total Wine. And Total Wine and More. I'm sorry, I want to make sure I give their correct name. And this is valued, it's for 20 people. So I'll just say that, that it's a great time and that it's a great opportunity if that's your thing. And so, it's not just one prize that we're offering for the raffle. We have various phenomenal prizes.
So can you bid on those prizes on the website or that's in person?
You can do both. So if you all want to prime your chance now, go ahead and take the QR code and go ahead and buy you either the VIP experience or start buying your raffle tickets. But you also can do those at the event as well. So we're excited to see who wins.
Absolutely. And when you come to the event, you'll actually see the setup. So, feel free to look for that if you would like to purchase more in person.
So let's talk about the speakers for the event. We are celebrating, but we also have a message behind what we're doing. That's so right. Tell us about the speakers.
All right. Well, our keynote for the Royal Experience 2025 is none other than Dr. Lisa Vosper. I think she's affectionately known as the Collaboration Queen, and she serves as the Associate Commissioner for Workforce Education and Training at the Louisiana Board of Regents. So we're very, very excited to bring Dr. Vosper to our event. She brings a wealth of experience from her diverse roles in education, workforce development, including initiatives, all that we can get around, including ACT. Her insight and her energy is one that you don't want to miss. We're very, very, very excited to have her. We're also having a guest speaker this year, none other than Walter Gino McLaughlin, Director of Outreach for the Power Coalition. He's known for his work in the community with engagement and policy advocacy, aiming to inspiring our attendees with a message, right? A message appropriate for our event, but also a word that you can take back with you. So again, these speakers are going to be phenomenal. They're going to give us everything that we need and more for this event to celebrate our young ladies and women in the city.
And even though it's a message, we're still going to party. So let's talk about the entertainment lineup.
Absolutely. So we have a wonderful evening of elegance and joy. We have live music and we also have a DJ. So for the VIP experience, I think it's already been mentioned that you will be serenaded by the sounds of Justin Rendell during that time on saxophone. We'll also have Essential Groove. And so this is one of our local bands known for their high energy performances. They play a variety of music, jazz, funk, soul, etc. And so they'll definitely bring a lively flair to the party. And then in addition, we'll have DJ Empire. And so he will keep the energy flowing and keep the party going through the evening via his DJ skills. So we want you to come out and have a great time. You'll get, a mixture of all the things to have a great time and to be, fully entertained. The live music and the ability to get on the dance floor and dance to your favorite tunes.
So who are some of the sponsors making this event possible, and how have they supported this vision?
And Madam Second, I want to make sure I don't miss anyone. So I'm going to hand that one over to you and I can add. Oh, yes. Don't forget our royal presenters. I know we have a question on the table, but we will actually have royal presenters from our city to come in and present the awards to our honorees as well as to our scholarship winners. And so this is something new. You asked me what we're adding to the event to make it just a touch up. This is one of the extra additions that we're adding, and I think it's going to be amazing, where we get to celebrate our own royalty from this city. Madam Second, I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. Yes, we cannot proceed this evening without acknowledging our wonderful sponsors who are helping to support this initiative and helping us to reach our goal to be able to award scholarships to our recipients. The Power Coalition for Equity and Justice is one of our sponsors. Actually, they are the title royal sponsor, to be exact. Baton Rouge Delta alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated is another one of our sponsors. Citizens Bank and Trust, another supporter. Elevance Health, Mercedes-Benz, which I mentioned earlier. Cumulus Media is another loyal supporter and sponsor of the event. And also we have some sisters within the coalition that have done a great job at supporting and coming in as sponsors, one of which is Dr. Lynette Jackson. So we're thankful for her also. And then we do have sponsor or support from other organizations in the community. So Ochsner Community Health has purchased a table and will be in attendance, also a supporter of the 100. And then the YWCA and Diana Payton have also purchased a table and will be in attendance. So we are thankful for all of our sponsors and supporters who are doing whatever they can to help and make this event a success.
And we have a comment from the audience. I'll bring my fan and keep it in the car just in case our boots are on the ground at some point. But believe me, the sisters love that song. So I'll bet money that song will be played.
I gotta learn it. Oh Lord, I gotta get it together.
Yes, so we would definitely be dancing too at the end of the night. So is there still time to get involved as a sponsor, as a vendor, or as an attendee?
Yes, there's still time, and we are close, but we will always make time for you to come and join us at the event to participate in any of the ways that Madam PR Director just outlined. We welcome any in time, I won't say last minute, but in time sponsors, vendors, and attendees. Although tickets are getting low, so if you were thinking about it and you were on the fence about it, you better get your ticket because we're running out of them. Okay, we want you in the space so that you can celebrate. But if you're interested, please visit our website. You can contact one of us directly. You can reach out to a sister you may know, but we're running low on the tickets, right? But sponsors and vendors, you're still welcome.
Yeah, we never turn down sponsors.
Ever, never.
For anything. And so on all of the flyers, you can actually scan the QR code on all of the flyers, or you could just visit our website. When you go to our website, it's a pop-up that comes on the screen that'll take you right to the page with all the forms of how you can be involved. So how can community members and businesses support the Royal Experience and the chapter's ongoing work beyond the Royal Experience?
Absolutely. So there are many ways that members in the community and businesses can support. We are always in collection of donations, sponsorships, and not just sponsorships for a specific event or a one-off event. We are really looking to establish partnerships in the community with other organizations who align with our mission and who are really looking to have a positive impact in the areas of public policy, health, education, and economic empowerment. And so if community members or organizations, are interested in a certain one of our pillars, such as the education programs that we have, the mentorship program, or they're just willing to support via in-kind services or dollar amount, we accept it all. And then also just spreading the word about our wonderful organization, the work that we're doing in the community.
Well, we are so excited about the Royal Experience happening Saturday, May 31st at La Verge Hotel and Casino. Any final words? Anything we forgot to mention? Any final thing you need to say?
Yes, don't meet me there, beat me there, okay? I want to see all y'all in the place. I'm going to have a good time. I think this is it's more than a celebration, especially in what we are experiencing in this world today. We all need a good time. So come and join and bring somebody with you.
Absolutely.
And somebody say, wear your bold, bright colors.
Yeah. Yes.
We didn't talk about what to wear.
We did not. Yeah, let's come correct, everyone. So our, in keeping with our theme for this year, elevated cocktail is the look that we're going for. So bold, bright, beautiful colors. It's springtime, so we want you to come out in your finest.
I want the fashionistas. I want to see the looks, okay? Bring the looks.
Right, and it's the Royal Experience, so you look like royalty.
Yes.
Well, we are so excited about the event. We look like we've been working on it forever, and it's a crept up on us. So we are going to see you there, May 31st, La Verge, and tickets will not be sold at the door. So you have to purchase your ticket in advance. So thank you, ladies, for all of your hard work, and I will definitely be there, and we're going to have a ball.
Thank you, Madam Director.
We're ready. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening and see you there.
Yes.
All right. Bye-bye. Bye. And so before we go, we have to shout out the official cosmetic sponsor of our podcast, which is one of our coalition sisters. Beauty is Confidence, and the Fierce Beauty by Toy is here to help you own it. Thank you to Fierce Beauty by Toy, the official cosmetics of Keeping It 100 Coalition Conversations. Visit her website at marykay.com/Latoya S. Johnson to shop the latest in skincare and cosmetics. And don't forget to follow her on Instagram at Fierce Beauty by Toy for tips, tutorials, and a dose of daily inspiration. So thank you to my guests this evening, Dr. Sandra C. Brown, Dr. Ursula Chapman, and Dr. Tyrslai Williams-Carter for being my guests this evening, and for all of the phenomenal work you ladies are doing in the community. And thanks for the shout out. Sister Monique says, awesome podcast. That's my mama saying, awesome show, Shanice. Thank you. And so Tyrslai is saying it's going to be an awesome time. Don't miss it. So thank you all for tuning in. To stay up to date with everything we have going on in this chapter, visit our website at www.ncbwmetrobr.org. And while you're on our website, scroll down on the homepage and you can join our email list where you'll get weekly updates about our upcoming programs and initiatives. While you're on our website, you can also give us a donation by clicking the donation tab on our menu. And there, as was mentioned on the show, you can pick which tier you want to donate to. It could be education, economic empowerment, or any of our other committees. So make sure you visit our website and subscribe to our email list. And if you have any questions or comments, you can email us at info@ncbwmetrobr.org. I've been your host this evening, Shanice Lewis, on behalf of the Metropolitan Baton Rouge chapter and President Courtney Hunt. Thank you for tuning in to Keeping It 100 Coalition Conversations. And until next time, God bless.